right, this person's asking, how do you clean a turkey properly?
That's a great question, a common one. You actually don't have to wash your turkey. When you take it out of its packaging, what you'll want to do is take out that giblet pack that's inside the cavity and the neck as well. But then you'll pat it down with paper towels. You really don't want to spray bacteria all over your kitchen trying to wash a whole turkey. And then after that, you can brush vegetable oil on it and it's ready to go in the oven after you do all of your seasonings and things like that.
Great to know. All right, this person says, my turkey has been frozen for a year. Is it still okay to use?
Yes, it is okay to use. When you store your turkey in the freezer properly, it's good quality-wise for at least 2 years. After that 2 years, you can definitely still use it, but it may be better suited for soups or chilies or things like that. The meat might start to dry out the longer it stays in the freezer.
Okay. This person's asking, how early should you buy a fresh turkey?
That is a great question. Fresh turkeys you should be able to find in your grocery stores right now. Any fresh turkey that you find in November is definitely good through Thanksgiving. Make sure you check that date on the tag that says sell by or use by, because that's the date that you should go by to cook your turkey.
Okay. This person says, once we've eaten turkey a couple of days and I freeze the remaining turkey for a few weeks, how long is it good in the refrigerator once I unfreeze it to eat it again?
Oh, that's a great question. So yes, after you've cooked the turkey, you've stored it in the fridge or even put it into your freezer, after you defrost those leftovers again, they're good for about 3 days before they should be discarded.
Good to know. All right, this person says, my mom used to brine her turkey, but she passed away last year, and so I need to know how that process is done.
Another great question. Brining turkeys is a great way to add extra flavor and juiciness to the turkey. You definitely can brine the turkey, and there are a lot of great recipes on butterball.com that you can use. If you have any additional questions, please reach out to us, give us a call, and we can walk you through the process.
Yeah, and we just want to say to that person, I know that's going to be a tough holiday, but I know you'll honor her memory with a great turkey. It'll be good, wonderful. All right, this next one says, I've been told the best way to prepare your turkey is to cook the turkey separate from the stuffing and then put the stuffing in the turkey after the cooking to ensure that the meat is thoroughly cooked. What do we say about that? Because I know we've talked about that in the first one, but.
Right, that's an interesting question. So it really is up to the cook's preference. It's absolutely okay to cook your stuffing inside of the turkey. But again, the most important thing to keep in mind is to get that stuffing up to food safe temperature of 165 degrees. You're unsure that you'll be able to reach that temperature, or you don't have the length of time available to cook that turkey because it will extend the length of time, the cook time, you can cook your stuffing separately. That's absolutely fine as well.
All right, we've heard people wanting to thaw their turkey in a hot tub and some other things. You got a crazy story for us?
A lot of interesting questions come in. One of the most interesting ones recently is wondering, is it okay if I thaw my turkey in my garage? It's getting really cold, and if I just leave it on the garage floor, won't it be safe? No, it won't. The safest ways to thaw your turkey are either in the fridge or in cold water. So don't leave it out on the counter, don't leave it in the garage or in a pile of snow. Those aren't very safe.
Okay. All right. We've got a couple questions about smoking or grilling a turkey. So this person says, I want to smoke my turkey breast, but I don't want to get up at 4 a.m. Can I smoke it partially one day and finish it the next day?
That's a good question. It's not something that we would recommend. The smoking process for a turkey breast could take several hours, but you definitely do want to allot the amount of time within one day. It's really important to make sure that you cook that turkey all the way through in one setting.
Okay. And what about grilling? I've never thought about grilling a turkey, but you said it's delicious.
It is delicious. It gives a nice smoky flavor. The skin does get nice and brown and crispy. If you contact us at Butterball, 1-800-Butterball, we can walk you through the steps of grilling a turkey, because there is charcoal grilling or gas grilling. So depending on which method you want to use, we can give you a lot of tips on how to handle that.
Fantastic. And I know you guys will be very, very busy over the next week. Thank you so much for joining us, for your time and your expertise.